Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to release any tension and stress, feeling it leave your body in your outward breath. And as you breathe in and breathe out, become aware of the tiny muscles around your eyes, around your eyebrows, eyelids, the tiny muscles in your forehead, and all around your temple. And just feel that you can release that tension now. As you start to imagine that tension melting away, notice how the relaxation spreads. That without even trying, you can breathe in deeper and breathe out deeper. Feel a lightness, particularly in your head, a release of tension in your neck and your shoulders. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in bright white healing light. Breathing in that healing white light. And as you exhale, I want you to feel that you are breathing out echoes of the past. I want you to accept that with human experiences, they can sometimes have an unintended impact in a different area of your life. That sometimes a random push could lead to an unexpected pop. So as you breathe in that healing white light, imagine any echoes of the past that are having any unintended negative circumstances or impact on you are now free to be detached and leave your body in your outward breath. Maybe you could imagine a darker color leaving as you exhale, representing any guilt, frustration, anger. Just allow these unhelpful emotions to feel like they're leaving your body. So as you breathe in, consider it an emotional transfusion. The healing white light isn't just healing, it's acceptance, positivity, hope, a wonderful feeling of calm, relaxation and happiness. And as the good things flow in, they offset the undesirable things that are no longer needed. And maybe words that were said long ago are still having an echo now. And you can release that emotion and feel it leave your body in your outward breath, enabling you as you breathe in and breathe out to feel not just more and more relaxed and feel that you're healing with each and every breath, but also to feel that you are letting go of the past. All those wonderful memories, good experiences you can keep. But any of those things that are just no longer useful, extract the wisdom in the inside. And all of those emotions that no longer serve you can feel like they're leaving your body as you breathe out. With each and every breath, feel that there is something in your tongue that is being released. You could imagine it like pressure. Almost imagine it like a toxic liquid trapped in your tongue that as you release the emotions of the past, suddenly those tiny muscles in your tongue can release whatever it's being held onto. And almost imagine the emotions perhaps that you can imagine trapped in your tongue being released and evaporated, and see them leaving your body as you breathe out, enabling you to feel that your tongue is becoming more relaxed. With each and every breath, feel like it's a fraction of a percent becoming more normal. Breathing in what is good and exhaling what is no longer needed. If you imagine a blood transfusion, there might be blood that is toxic and blood that is pure, and the transfusion enables the transference of one to the other. So imagine, as you breathe in and breathe out, an emotional transfusion. And of course, emotions can be located anywhere in the body. For many people, anxiety is in the gut, and stress can be around the temple or the forehead. Sometimes sadness can feel like it's in the back of the throat, or sometimes they're in the heart. But I wonder what emotions you can imagine are trapped in your tongue and your mouth. Bitterness, resentment, anger, hate, frustration, annoyance. Allow your mind to ponder what could be trapped and is now time to be released. A flower growing in toxic soil can never be the same flower that grows in nutritious, healthy soil. So feel that any toxic emotions are being released because it's safe to release them. If your unconscious mind is ready to let go of whatever is no longer needed, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to create in your mind an image of a stairwell leading down to a control room. As I count down from 10 to 1, you will imagine walking down the stairwell, where you will see a door of a control room that represents an interface between your conscious and unconscious mind. As I count down from 10 to 1, imagine taking steps down the stairwell towards the control room. And with each descending step, you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed, while your body continues to release any toxic emotions trapped in your tongue, turning the toxic emotions into an idea of evaporation that as you breathe out leaves your body, before breathing in more of that resourceful, healing, positive emotions. Breathing in and breathing out. 10, take a tape, step down the staircase, feeling 10% deeper relaxed. 9, another step down the staircase, just feeling tension leave your neck and shoulders. 8, another step down the staircase. As you feel lighter, freer, calmer, arms and legs feeling limp, loose and heavy. 7, continue to walk down the staircase, feeling a lightness there in your head, an ease, a casualness, a confidence. 7 turns to 6. Almost now feel like you're floating down the staircase, feeling a desire to yawn as you feel so sleepy and relaxed. That's it. 5, just feel like your internal organs are relaxing. Heart, lungs, diaphragm, gut. Release any tension. And then 4, focus on the muscles in your mouth, tongue, cheeks. Those tiny muscles you don't even think about, and as you breathe in and breathe out, just release all the tension. Feeling so calm, so relaxed. Even relax the muscles in the lips, 3 turns to 2. Continue down the staircase, feeling so comfortable, so relaxed. 2 and then 1, and then imagine their arms, legs, facial muscles, internal organs, all relaxed, especially the muscles in the tongue. And then imagine standing in front of a doorway that leads to a control room. And then imagine walking into the control room, and maybe it looks like an air traffic control, or maybe it looks like an industrial control room, or maybe something futuristic with computer screens, or maybe futuristic like a space-age control panel. Whatever your mind creates is exactly the control panel it should be. And perhaps in that control room you can imagine a screen, a large screen, that gives you access to internal representations of memories, but also the future. I want you to think of a specific memory that was positive in your past, where there were no discomfort or pain sensations in your mouth. And see yourself perhaps smiling back then in that memory. And when you see that version of you happy in the past, accepting that your brain had different neural pathways, different ways of accessing different sensations, and that it was a positive time in your past where there were no discomfort sensations in your mouth, let me know by nodding your head. And for a second, imagine stepping into that memory and feeling how you felt back then in that memory, particularly how it felt in your mouth. You could breathe in normally, talk normally, all normal sensations. And if it feels good to reactivate that old code, those old neural pathways, and to feel how you felt in the past, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. Access that. Feel like you're reawakening old code, old neural pathways, just to know what happened in the past is possible to experience in the future, and then step out of the memory, seeing this control panel, and imagining that every belief and every sensation is linked to code and programming that has been picked up over time in your brain and in your mind. And sometimes people make false evaluations and assumptions which you can relate to bad code. If someone told you that someone said something bad about you, you might change your opinion of someone without checking if the information was accurate. Your emotions would change, not because anything has really changed, just that the information itself was bad. And I want you to imagine that the sensations in your mouth are as a result of bad code. False information, unuseful input led to something that in the right context may be useful. If you ate food that was incredibly hot, certain sensations in your tongue would make sense for a day or two until those sensations subside. But if your mind accepts that this is not the situation that you're in, and therefore the symptoms that you experience are no longer useful for you, they give you no value and in fact are detrimental, let me know by nodding your head. And if your unconscious mind is ready to let go of this pain and discomfort, acknowledging that you can let go of this pain and discomfort safely without any undesirable consequences happening, let me know by nodding your head. If your unconscious mind is happy to perceive that if this push is reversed, then there won't be a negative pop somewhere else, let me know by nodding your head. And as your unconscious mind is ready to make a change, I want you to imagine on the screen in front of you in that control room, see yourself undergoing a treatment perhaps of transcranial stimulation, and see yourself going through session and session of this particular treatment. And accept the possibility that around that time something happened to create a push where the pop was, the sensations in your mouth. If you're willing to undo whatever the push was to remove the pop, let me know by nodding your head. So I want you to imagine seeing all of those treatments in reverse. Starting at the end with the very last session, imagine them all happening backwards, all the way through time until the very first session, and even that happens backwards. And just imagine it all happening backwards until it's before they even started. And once the end has become the beginning, let me know by nodding your head. Then jump back to the end and then step into the memory. And then feel how it would feel for it all to happen backwards in a first-person perspective. Everything's happening in reverse. This is the reverse of the transcranial stimulation. You're being unstimulated. Whatever was happening is now happening in reverse. Whatever code was written is now being unwritten. Whatever the push was is now being unpushed. And experience everything happening in reverse until before the treatment even took place. And perhaps imagine being in a consultation where the procedure is being explained and you feel that this thing has never even happened yet because you've gone back in time and reversed this very memory to before it even happened. And when you're at that point, go back to the end and do it one more time, reversing everything until you're at the stage where the thing hasn't even happened yet. And when you're there, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine there's the possibility that that treatment created a false evaluation that encouraged your brain and your body to respond in a way that thought it was helping, but actually it wasn't. And imagine by doing it all in reverse, you've undone the very code that was written to create something that was no longer useful for you, and perhaps was never useful for you. So back in that moment before it even began, open your mind to suggestions of change. That it is safe to undo something that didn't do what it was intended to do. Imagine looking at the screen through the eyes of a coder, a skilled programmer, and imagine that you can track down the unnecessary code of burning mouth syndrome. And imagine that you're installing an update. This code is not good code, and it is safe to remove the code without any detrimental consequences. You can visualize the sensation in your mouth as an old alarm that's been ringing without a cause, and you've now found the off switch. See yourself confidently adjusting the settings of your body sensation, turning down the intensity of the burning, just like turning down the volume on a radio. As you turn it down in this analog way, feel things are already starting to improve. Believe in your power to rewrite the script of your body's sensations, removing any lines of code that include unnecessary pain. Activate that skilled coder, programmer, developer within you. Unlock that ego state to do what is necessary to improve things, just like you've done many, many times before. You can think of the burning sensation as a mistaken message that you can now correct, sending out signals of comfort and ease instead. As you acknowledge that the burning sensation served no protective purpose, and it is safe to let it dissolve like mist under the morning sun. Perceive your body's signals as flexible and under your control, with the ability to reset and restore to a state of comfort. Your brain knows what it's like to not have these sensations, much like code stored in a repository that you can reactivate. And if you feel it's safe to reactivate that particular code relating to your mouth, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. Feel a wave of cool, soothing energy replacing the burning, as if a gentle stream is washing away the discomfort. Feel that you can trust in your body's wisdom to maintain well-being, understanding that the sensation of burning is an error, bad code that you can now correct. Imagine a switch in your mind labeled burning sensation. And on that control room, just imagine flipping it off, allowing for a new feeling of relief to spread. Every now and then you've accidentally switched this switch with a particular drink or a moment of time, and allow your unconscious mind to do it without the need to drink any drinks or get lucky with circumstances. Allow your unconscious mind to feel empowered to do it just because it's no longer serving a purpose. Picture the neural pathways responsible for the burning sensation as being rerouted towards a path of comfort and normal sensation. Just as a computer can update its software for better performance, your body can update its sensory responses to exclude this unnecessary pain. The only pain it needs to keep are the warning signs and the healing signs, the protective signs that is normal with acute pain. But this long-term chronic pain is serving no purpose other than taking away the quality of your life, and therefore it is no longer useful. And imagine turning that switch off to highlight it is no longer useful. The cause of the burning mouth syndrome is like a puzzle, and you could imagine you've now solved that puzzle. The open loop is now closed, allowing the symptoms to disappear. Encourage a sense of inner peace and calm, knowing that letting go of the burning sensation is a safe choice that leads to your healing. Remember a time when you fell over as a child, maybe scratched your knee or your elbow, and within days it was healed again. I want you to visualize the tissues in your mouth rejuvenating, that your body knows how to heal. And in this case, healing is just the absence of an unnecessary sensation that serves no purpose. Release the pain as you accept it's now in your past, not your present or your future. Embrace the concept that the discomfort you felt is like a glitch in a program that you're now debugging with ease. As you remind yourself that reversing the push that caused a pop of burning mouth syndrome is a natural process your body can safely achieve. Imagine sending a command to your body to deactivate that burning sensation, just like hitting mute on an unnecessary noise. Believe in your body's ability to update the code that led to this burning mouth syndrome, now empowering it to implement a new code or updating old code for comfort and well-being. And if your unconscious mind is happy to make all of the necessary changes to undo what is no longer helpful and reactivate what is helpful and normal, let me know by nodding your head. Your mind is now programmed to notice progress, improvements. The tiniest progress and improvement will be a clue, a sign that things are moving in the right direction. Just as you can't see a tree growing, you can allow your body to make slow, necessary changes that only become obvious when you look back and notice how much progress has been made. Imagine looking at the screen and now seeing a future without the symptoms of burning mouth syndrome. See yourself smiling, traveling more, engaging in more conversations. And if you can see a compelling vision of the future without burning mouth syndrome, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine stepping into that future version of you, so you get a taste of what it feels like to experience a future of more freedom, more choice, of letting go of the old code, and now having new code that works so much better for you, your body, the quality of your life, and the quality of your relationships. And if this feels like a viable, desirable future, let me know by nodding your head. Leave the screen, but still be in that control room. And just before you leave this control room, find a particular switch that represents pain and just turn it down a bit more. And then the switch that represents optimism, positivity, health and vitality, just turn them all up, just to give you a bit of a boost in the quality of your life, and set healing to optimum and pain to normal, as you realize that pain is natural, but all pain should be temporary until it's served its purpose. And this sensation of pain for burning mouth syndrome served its purpose a long time ago. Breathe in and breathe out and feel like you're leaving the control room and climbing up a stairwell back to the present moment, returning to a body where it has permission to let go of the past and let go of the pain. And over the next few days, will reactivate the very sensations that would be considered to most people normal. Step into your body, feel like you're in the here and now, that the push that led to the pop has been reversed, so there is no need for a pop anymore. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, feel connected with the present moment as you wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling refreshed, alert, and optimistic for the future. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.